guard. At 6 foot 6 inches, number 5, J.R. Smith. The big man, 7 feet 1 inch, number 20, Timofey Mozgov. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 4 inches, number 8, Matthew Dellavedova. He's starting it forward from UCLA, number 0, Kevin Love. From St. Vincent St. Mary High School, Akron, Ohio, number 23, LeBron James. David Blatt is your head coach. Once again,
hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. With that road trip behind them, the Cavaliers ready to perform in front of their hometown fans here in Cleveland. Last time they came together was in Toronto, where they fell to the Raptors.
Yeah, not a very inspired performance for them, particularly when they were defending. They just gave that hostile crowd plenty to cheer for.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jump shots, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was through the roof. You can't win if your defense isn't better than that.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Raptors. DeRozan at the 2 with Ross playing the 3. Scola out there with Bismack Biyombo. And it's Lowry in at the point guard. Here's LeBron, and he converts the layup.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
No good from Ross. So for Cleveland, their last game, a win against Boston.
And really an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it came in an opponent's building, and there's no question it was their offense that carried them.
I love the way they went and got this game, Greg. I mean, they attacked at every opportunity, never relaxed or sat back, and as a result, they eventually pulled away.
And the basket by Scola.
I just love the determination on that backboard, coming out of the gates really, really strong.
LeBron outside, kicks it out to Love, and there's another one for the Cavaliers. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in, to the middle, and the dunk by Scola.
Crafty pass work there, getting it down low for the easy deuce.
Cavaliers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And early on, they looked great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
You know, one of the more impressive things that we know about LeBron James is that he is one of the great leaders in the NBA. His voice carries a lot of weight, and he hasn't been shy about raising his voice on social issues either. Good to see.
We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, Doris?
Yes, he's looking at how they can establish an edge in this one. He's looking for them to lock things down on the interior first and foremost. He said our shot blocking is something that can really help us if we just play smart and avoid fouls. We want them shooting over length, and that's one thing my guys do bring to the table. Sound strategy, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. So defense, it looks like, coming first for them today.
That's their identity. That's what they're all about. Their defense is really what sparks them.
And that has to be their spark if they're going to be successful. I mean, everything for them starts at the defensive end of the floor.
Now, here's Lowry. 20 points for him last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Scola with the clean look. Goes up again, and finally they hit once. Scola's got 8.
The tenacity on that interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Here's Dellavedova. While recovering, Dellavedova, the pass to Mozgov, and he gets it to go. Mozgov's got his first bucket in this one. And speaking of LeBron's leadership, trying to will this Cavs team to a title, one of his greatest challenges.
And Kevin, the expectations are just so high. He may have had less talent around him in his first stint in Cleveland, but after winning titles in Miami, anything less seems like a step backwards. Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Shumpert, who's checked in for J.R. Smith. And guys, Bismack Biyombo, he got into a groove at the end of last season. After Al Jefferson went down, remember the month of April, he averaged nearly 9 rebounds a game, 2.5 blocks. He was all over the floor.
Yeah, and that's Bismack. I mean, he's that guy. He cleans the glass for you, intimidates shooters in the lane. He's not all the way consistent yet, but he's shown steady improvement.
Here's DeRozan, following the basket by LeBron James. DeRozan, Mozgov grabs the board.
If they can end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for him.
Dellavedova, that's good.
Talking about Bismack Biyombo, he entered the league as an extremely raw prospect, was the 7th pick in 2011. His shot and general awareness were the biggest concerns, but last season he shot over 60% from the floor. The 2 seasons before that was only 45%.
And Toronto has possession following the score by Cleveland.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Cavaliers have shot just 1 free throw, missing that one earlier. And no good on the technicals, so unable to pick that one up. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov. Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Williams in for LeBron. Then for the Raptors, Patterson, he's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Johnson comes in for Luis Scola. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry.
And getting back to Biyombo for a moment, he has the potential for a breakout year. I mean, all the physical tools you would want. He's seen enough of the game. He's worked on those skills. Now it's time to just put it all together and become the player your potential dictates.
Dellavedova kicks to Varejao. Cleveland moving the ball around. Here's Shumpert. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
And Cleveland making a change here. Jefferson's checked in. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Williams dishes to Thompson. Varejao passes to Jefferson. Drills it from outside. Jefferson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. 1:05 left to play here in the first. Here's DeRozan. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Here's Joseph after the made shot from Mo Williams. And DeRozan kicks to Patterson. Ross with it. Jefferson picks him up. Ross dishes to Patterson. Passes it to Joseph. Shot clock at 5. Kicks it to DeRozan. Got it from 16 feet. DeRozan's got his first points of the game.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
And the pass to Varejao. To the inside. The kick out to Williams. Ross with the steal. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And DeMar DeRozan, the star for this Toronto Raptors team, he said he wants to bring them back. Let's face it, it's never easy for Toronto to get the attention that Clark, the U.S. teams get. That's just a fact of life that even Vince Carter at his best couldn't change.
And, you know, I don't even know if winning a championship would change that. Quite honestly, even if DeMar won the MVP. Just saying.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
You know, you can tell right now this team's on the same page. They are right where they want to be offensively.
Well, finding scores on time and on target with your passes, it makes scoring the ball easy for them.
The forwards are LeBron and Thompson. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Jefferson, and it's Varejao in at the 5. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trades, and that got them going, I think.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And, Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Joseph with the ball, working on James. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Patterson's got 7 points. The Cavaliers leading by 11. LeBron with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Fires for 3. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been 3-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster. And the thing about LeBron James, he's really done a nice job of reshaping his game over the years. I mean, every veteran goes through losing a little speed and quickness. The great ones compensate by getting stronger and more physically imposing, not to mention also their basketball IQ grows as well, just as has been the case for LeBron.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Smith is checked in, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. Scola was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Being in the position they're in, probably a smart move to go to the clipboard and switch things up while we're still in the first half. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. Back to Johnson. He tries for 3. Can't get it to go. And Cleveland will come the other way. We're talking about the strength of LeBron now. We saw Michael Jordan do this too. It didn't. They paid a lot of attention to their body as they got older, and thus they became more sculpted. They looked more physical.
Exactly. Leaned up and altered their games a bit. Not nearly as high-flying, but just as potent and as effective. And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
The feed now to Patterson. Back to Johnson. To the inside. Good on that shot, and with that, the Cavalier lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Patterson. And Jefferson throws it down.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
For the Raptors, they come in off the loss to the Pacers in Indiana.
And really, given how they performed offensively, guys, they just never had a chance.
Yeah, and you can see their frustration growing and growing as they continue to come up empty on their possessions. By the end, they were just happy to watch the clock wind down and move on.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page. And for Kyle Lowry, last season was full of miles.